If one thinks about the history of policing, we have gone through many evolutions, transitions, transformations. But if we go back 2,500 years ago, the concept of the police did not exist. It began to exist when Plato, sitting with his wise philosophers of the day, were envisioning this thing called a democracy that they would name the Republic. And these wise philosophers were envisioning all the essential ingredients that were going to be necessary for us to have a democracy: the rule of law, the social contract, governance. What would that look like? And when they were finished, they were celebrating. They now had created the blueprint for this democracy, and they were saying, now all we have to do is implement it. But Plato stopped them, and he said, we made a big mistake, because Plato understood that democracy would be made up of people. And if people are left to their own devices, they would very likely destroy the democracy. So Plato said, we need to add one final ingredient to this blueprint. And the concept of the guardians, the police, were born. Because Plato said, we have to have guardians who will love the democracy more than anything else and would never, ever, ever act to harm the community. He described the guardians as those people whose sole mission in life would be the preservation of the democracy and the freedoms associated with that. He said the guardians must be the people that have the most impeccable of character, because to them will be entrusted the greatest amount of power and authority over all others in the democracy. In fact, Plato said, it doesn't matter if the cobblers and the masons fail to do their jobs well, but if the guardians fail, the democracy will crumble. And it is with this concept of the guardians that the concept of the police was born. Now, why should we care about Plato's Republic? Because the Republic was the document from which our Declaration of Independence was shaped. It is the document from which our very Constitution, which some call the most powerful governing document in the history of the world, it was born from the Republic. So we are the guardians of this sacred democracy.